Oh, hello there. Firstly, thanks and welcome to the 3 people who subscribed after watching my last video. You may be a little disappointed and confused by today's somewhat unusual content. It's a little different from my previous DIY woodworking video, but learning to deal with feelings of disappointment is fundamental to personal growth, so I would strongly recommend that you continue watching. Sit with the feelings of confusion as I link some squiggly lines together and form the foundation of this sketch. Check in with yourself. Breathe. How do you feel looking at this sketch? Do the hollow eyes make you feel empty? Does the pointy nose remind you of Pinocchio? Do the rapid hand movements startle or surprise you? Pause the video. What would you draw now if you were the one to finish this sketch? Maybe you can start by sketching what's already here, and then you can go on to finish it in your own way. Then watch the rest of the video and compare how different your idea was to mine. What I'm going to do is draw a line first. I'm drawing a second character, basically the same as the first. Big eyes, pointy nose, wobbly face. I noticed that this character looks a little like the poo emoji that you see on your cell phone. What does this mean, subconsciously? In case you're starting to feel impatient with this video, let me share a story about patience. Several years ago, my friend and I were driving back from a party. It was a 4-hour drive. My friend said, I just want to get home so that I can relax. And I said, why don't you just relax now? Boom. This is Zen. This is mindfulness. My friend pulled the car over and threw up on the side of the road. She was very car sick at the time. I'm just drawing some legs and arms on this creature now. This shows it's the mature version of the animal, or the more mature version. It's like a frog, where the other one is more like a tadpole. Speaking of maturity, years ago, before I achieved enlightenment, I used to think that the purpose of driving was to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. Say for a 2-hour drive, I would rush and maybe get there in an hour 50. I used to think that this was saving 10 minutes. Now I realize that instead of saving 10 minutes, I was actually wasting 2 hours that I could have been cruising and enjoying myself. Right now, I'm colouring in this tree. Instead of just cruising and enjoying myself, I decided to skip a bit here, because this video was getting too long. I'm gonna zoom in a bit here, as I draw a leaf with a droplet on top. I decided to make this an underwater scene, and I thought that this was the best way to demonstrate that. Zooming out again now and drawing the leaves on the tree to match the leaf that I drew on the water, adding consistency to the image. I use a thicker pen for these silhouette type things because it's easier and faster. Now I'm drawing a fish underneath the leaf because I was worried that people wouldn't realise that this is actually an underwater scene. colour in the tree a bit more here and decide to draw it over top of where the frog is, so it looks more like a reflection or a silhouette or a shadow on the water. I'd like to share another saying with you that means a lot to me. Behind the mountain, there are more mountains. Well, behind the tree, there are some frogs, and in front of them is a fish and some leaves. If you solve one problem, there's always another one. Whenever you complete a task, there's just another task waiting behind it. So chill out, relax, try and enjoy yourself and have a bit of fun with it. And I'll see you in the next video, which I think will be another DIY woodworking one.